You know the ick, right? The feelings that you can have of repulsion, disgust, a sick feeling in your stomach, wanting nothing to do with someone. You've probably heard of that, right? And maybe you've even experienced that before. But what if you feel the ick in a relationship that you actually want to be in? What if you really like this person, you're attracted to them, you have a great time, you're super compatible, but sometimes you still feel that ick, that repulsion, that disgust? That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Energetic causes of the ick in a healthy relationship that you really want to be in. Because there is a difference between the ick when it's not a good relationship, when that ick could actually be a gut signal that this is not a safe, a healthy person to be with, and what can come up in the context of a healthy relationship. I'm an energy healer, and there's so many kinds of different energies that we can have going on in our unconscious that can create that ick kind of a feeling in a healthy relationship when you're with a partner who you actually really like. But real quick, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lindsay, and I'm the Real Love Alchemist, and I help you go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. I'm going to be diving into what that subconscious work actually can look like today. But if you are interested in learning more about me and the work that I do, and you're ready to release subconscious blocks to love, then click on the link in the description. So before we get into talking about the ick in healthy relationships, I just want to make this very clear. I mentioned this before, but this particular kind of ick, I do not mean a gut signal or a warning sign that this person isn't right for you. In this situation that I'm talking about, when you feel the ick for a healthy partner, someone who's really good for you, you've been dating them a while, you've vetted them, they do what they say they'll do, they show up consistently, they have empathy, they treat you well, they are checking off all of the boxes, the green flags, right? But the ick is still there. So if you've just started dating someone and they're showing red flags and you have the ick, that could definitely be a warning sign that this is not the right person for you. So I'm not talking about that kind of ick here today. What I am talking about is when you feel disgust or repulsion or a desire to push someone away, when they treat you well, when you're compatible, when you're attracted to them most of the time. And you can kind of tell the difference when this is happening to you because there's an urge, a desire deep underneath the ick to actually be with this person. Like the ick is not making you want to immediately run away. It's making you question what's going on within me. There's an overwhelming desire to still be with this person. And it's almost like the ick comes up and you're like, oh, you even get the ick for the ick itself. You're like, what is this doing here? Why is this ruining my healthy relationship that I actually want to be in? This was my experience, by the way, when I was going from toxic relationships to healthy relationships. There were times where I felt a lot of these ick feelings, and it was with my current partner, and I was like, what is this? Like, I really want to be here. I'm attracted to this person. Why are there moments when I'm feeling this disgust? So I looked within, and as an energy healer, I knew that there was probably something that was going on within me that was contributing to the ick that I was feeling because I did really want to be in that relationship. I still am in this relationship, and I don't feel those ick feelings anymore because I dove into my subconscious and I asked my subconscious. This is what we do in the energy healing with my clients. We ask the subconscious, hey, subconscious, what's going on here? What's creating these ick feelings for this person who you really like and want to be with? And so once I figured this out within myself, I then took that knowledge to help my clients who were going through the same things. And so today I'm going to tell you what I've found most commonly to be going on when we're feeling the ick for someone who we're in a relationship with, someone who we're in a good relationship with, and someone who we really do want to be with and we are attracted to. So here's the first energy that I see most often when the ick is happening, that once we release it, the ick tends to go away. And this is an idea allergy to something that has to do with the relationship. And let me explain first what an idea allergy is. So an idea allergy is a subconscious resistance to the idea of something. So let's say you have an idea allergy to emotional connection or intimacy. Now that resistance feeling, which can sometimes manifest as an ick, a repulsion, a desire to push something away, may not have ever shown up for you before if you were dating unavailable partners, right? Because there's really no threat of emotional intimacy with someone who's emotionally unavailable. So when you get into a healthy relationship with someone who is the opposite of that, very emotionally available, you might feel some resistance, and it might look like an ick. It might look like disgust and repulsion. What's really going on is your subconscious is just trying to protect you. So we don't just develop these idea allergies out of the blue. What's usually going on is we've had some bad experiences with being emotionally close to someone in this example. Like maybe our caregivers were very hurtful or cruel or abusive. And so deep down, parts of us associate emotional intimacy with those negative outcomes, with being hurt, being abandoned, feeling grief. And so what it will do, the subconscious, it will say, okay, yeah, I don't want that happening to us again. And so we're going to create this resistance to emotional intimacy that won't get triggered unless you are literally in a position to experience emotional intimacy. So once we find the source of whatever caused that resistant energy, and usually it's something like a suppressed emotional energy, there could be a negative belief in there, and we release that and we then clear the idea allergy, the resistance to whatever it is, to emotional intimacy, then the ick tends to go away. You can have an idea allergy to so many things regarding relationships. You can have one to commitment. You can have one to even love, even to receiving love. And so if you're in a good, healthy relationship, all those things are present. And so you can have some of those resistance energies come up. All right, here's the next one I often see. Negative beliefs around ourselves, but also around love and worthiness. If deep down, we don't believe we're truly worthy of love, when love is coming at us in the form of a close, committed, healthy relationship, we can again feel that kind of oof, that ick, that like, no, like this is not okay somehow. And it's not because this is a bad partner for us, it's because of our own conditioning, our own deep subconscious beliefs about ourselves. It's this strange dynamic that happens within us where consciously we want love, right? And we're drawn towards love. But if we believe that we're not worthy of it, we don't want to be proven wrong. And so if any of that is present within us, we can want to push real healthy love away. It can feel unattractive. It can feel, yuck, like I don't want anything to do with it. So the fix is quite simple with this. We go in and we ask the subconscious, hey, are there some negative beliefs that are creating those feelings of wanting to push someone away or disgust? And usually the subconscious says yes. And they can be beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I will never be able to love myself. Anything like that can cause some of that ick kind of an energy. So once we find the belief, we clear it, we clear anything associated with it. And again, I do this through energy healing. It's a very simple, easy process. And then that's it. And again, usually then the ick will die down. Here's another common energy that I see that contributes to the ick feeling, and that is suppressed emotional energies, in particular of shame and humiliation. So here's another way that our subconscious can kind of do some interesting things. If we deep down feel shame about ourselves or feel embarrassment about something about ourselves, like maybe the fact that we're emotional sometimes, we can then project that shame onto our partner. So if we see, in this example, I'm talking about feeling ashamed or embarrassed about our emotions. If we see our partner being emotional, subconscious goes, whoop, I don't like that because I associate that with being shameful, that emotion being something embarrassing. So when we're projecting that shame and embarrassment on our partner, it can make us feel the ick towards them, towards whatever it is they're displaying in the moment. And deep down, it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with our own judgments, our own self-criticism, and our own shame. Because in most cases, our partners aren't doing anything wrong. It's just we have some discomfort around what we're witnessing in them because, and we may not be aware of this, we have discomfort about the very same things within ourselves. So what we find is when we release the shame, the literal energies of shame or the literal energies of humiliation, embarrassment, or some other kind of variation of that, that the ick for that particular thing tends to die down and go away. Because once we can accept ourselves more, then we're much less likely to project that stuff onto our partner and feel that ick for them. Here's one final energy that I've seen pretty recently come up in my practice and also within myself that was contributing to feelings of the ick, and that is a soul tie with an ex, not with our partner, but with an ex. So if we have this deep spiritual, emotional connection to someone who was in our past, someone who's showing up in a different way, let's say a healthier way, can cause those feelings of repulsion because we're still so connected to this person in the past. So I found recently that soul tie is a literal energy that we can just clear from our systems that can open up the path to feeling much more peace and attraction to a current partner, to a much better situation than maybe we had in the past where this soul tie was present. So basically here, there's so many different ways that the ick can manifest. And I've just gone over the things that I've seen most commonly, but there can be many other things that are brewing deep down in the subconscious that can create feelings of ick in a relationship that you really want to be in. And you feel like, why is the ick there? I don't want it to be there. I'm really happy and I want to release this, whatever it is that's causing the ick. So if you can relate to this, if you're feeling the ick for a partner who you really like, who you vetted, who you know is good for you, you're attracted to them, and you're not sure why this is happening for you, then I am very happy to help you with this. Again, click on the link in the description where it says one-on-one sessions and you can book a free consultation. We'll talk about your situation and I'll let you know if I can help. If you want to learn more about the ick and why in some cases the ick showing up is actually a sign that someone is good for you, then check out this video here.